Okay, this is part 2 of what if Deku was female kyoger. Let's go with this picture right now. Yeah, that picture. Yeah. So, fuck. Okay, that's good, alright. So, last time we left off, Deku, female Deku. She's a female. She was dropped off at her house, and her mother, that doesn't actually care about her that much, and just wanted to be a good person, was like, hi. She said, Mom, I'm home, and she was like, okay, cool. That's great. Dinner's ready. So, you can tell the relationship not that good. So, 10 months of training. Deku practices transforming into Kyogre because she hasn't done that in a while. So basically what she did was she would go to the ocean. No, she would go to Deku Beach, she would clean up Deku Beach, and she would go into the ocean and transform. She would clean up with the Kaminari and then once they finally cleaned it, there was like 2 months left. They would go into the ocean, she would transform, and he's just like, damn. And she's like the size of like a regular ass, as like a whale, a sperm whale maybe. So, and she's like, coming out, hop on, come on, we're going to go for a ride, bro. It's like, I'm scared. And he's just screaming, terrified, while she does jumps in the air. He's just like, oh dear God, I'm gonna die. The entire time. I'm gonna eat coffee in the morning, coffee in the evening, coffee in the night. If you want some coffee, go on, take a bite. So, yeah, that happens. And All Might took, let's just say, Bakugo there on the final day, and they just are welcome to see this thing jumping out of the water with Kaminari riding on it, screaming, please stop, please God, Izuki, stop. She's like, fine. So she goes to the shore and she de-transforms and helps Kaminari up, cause he's like sick. He's like, Izuki, never do that to me again. And Bakugo seeing her in a bikini, just, damn. And All Might's just like, walks down. All Might and Bakugo walk down, and All Might asks, did you clean this beach? And she's like, yeah, me and Kaminari-kun. Me and Denki-kun. Yeah, okay, here's the thing. Saying kun after someone's name is really weird, because, like, Denki-kun, Kaminari-kun, Izuki-kun, Midoriya-kun, well, C-kun. That's basically what you call it. And he's like, so are you two dating? They blush instantly, and Bakugo being like, no, that's my woman. My woman, she you don't deserve her. So he's like, Kaminari, me, Dunce Face, me, you, let's go, fight. And she's just like, what are you guys gonna fight for? Your love. And he's like, me and Kaminari are already dating. And he's like, no, you're not. She's like, yes, we are. I don't care about that. Remember my first day of school, you sort of rushed at me whilst I was in the sandbox and threw an explosion at me. And almost like, I shouldn't really give him one for all, but hey. I gotta be nice to Bakugo sometimes, you know. Next one, I'm gonna be nice to him to an extent. Yeah, to an extent. Yeah. And by the way, if you're wondering about Primal Kyogre, you'll see where that comes in later. But, okay, and he's like, let's just train. So training, and she's like, okay, why don't you fight me? And he's like, okay, fine. Since you're a lady, I'll let you pick the area. And she's like, the ocean. And he's like, how are we gonna do that? And he regrets it instantly because he just saw her doing that, and he's like, why the what? No, I think Kyoger can fly. And she's just like, no, fine, honestly. So she doesn't even transform. All right, not at all. She just like does like, come at me. And he starts blasting at her, and then he just origin pulse. Boom. He's down for the count. She lets out a smile like, was that good, All Might? He's like, he walks over to Bakugo and is like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna give one for all to her. He's like, but you promised. She's like, give it to him. You already said that you'd give it to him, so like, don't do that. Me and Carmen already had a date anyways to go on. See y'all fucking later. And they clean it in 5 months, her and Kaminari. So like 5 months later, entrance exam, they be walking. They hate Bakugo. Walks up, tries to hit on Izuki, and she's like, I have a boyfriend. You know, she went alone. She went alone that time because like Kaminari's was earlier, and she's like, I wish Kaminari did. And Bakugo goes up and tries to hit on her. I have a boyfriend, and every guy, one by one, goes up, and she's like, I have a boyfriend. Sorry, but I have a boyfriend. Then Ito's like, I have a boyfriend, dude. And he's like, accepting so many meals, and she's like, bitch. It's because I'm hot, that's why. And also, do you have a boyfriend? She's like, yes. God, why do they hate me so much? So she walks on. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. No, water gun comes from her mouth, hydro pump and hyper beam she shoots from her hands. Yeah. Origin pulse are just what is her strongest attack. And she just uses Origin pulse on Bakugo to make it go faster. Drop it. Okay, so... Oh, yeah. Okay, so, entrance exam. Let's do this. Good morning. Today's a wonderful day. So, she be taking out robots. She already broke the high score on Might's record. Because Bakugo may have one for all. But Denki and Izuki are still gonna be number 1, number 2. Bakugo, it also depends on how much they like him, so he's gonna be number 10 or 11. Because if they hear him screaming, die, they're gonna be like, but Izuki's a hot girl. And Kaminari's a cool dude. I'm golden. So she'd be taking out points. She's first. And broke the high score. Uraraka. Yeah, she destroyed that damn thing and then take her over to Recovery Girl. They have their girl talk whilst over there. She like, oh, thank you so much. She's like, no problem, girl. Now, I have a date, so I'll see you later. But she wouldn't say that. She would just like, okay, test is over. I'll see you. Bye. Hope to see you in my class. She's like, yeah, me too. Okay, so yeah. They go. She goes home, and Kaminari goes over to her house, and her mom. No. Kaminari picks her up, and then they go on their date. Now, 2 week time skip. They get their letters. Kaminari rushes over to her house and is like, yo, I got my letter. And she's like, I got my letter. Let's watch them get her. And they both get first place. And you know what happens after that. Right? This is what happens for a celebratorial. She wanted to have him, give him a good time. Harder. So that happened. Yeah, I just did it. They did that. Yeah, they did. They went bow chicka bow wow. Okay, I'm gonna need to kill a Diablos tomorrow on Monster Hunter. I went to that. Okay, so, you know, Karinari feeling fresh. Well, let's say that she lives alone, actually. And she has a job. So she's like, you do know that you can move out and just live with me. And he's like, you right. So he packs his bags and moves to her house. And his parents are just like, wow. I can't believe that our son just has a girlfriend and he's moving out with her. Okay. So, you know, they go to UA. Together, and they see them walking together. Like, wow. And one of the boys are like, hey girl, you want to go out on a date? And she's like, I have a boyfriend. Or really, where is he? He's right here. And they're like, Karinari be letting off electrical shocks the entire time, just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you if you touch my woman. Because they just bind. And he don't want anybody to touch her. That happens, yeah. So they walk into class one day and they're like, that's a big ass door. So they walk in, they see Bakugo screaming at Ida, and they're just like, okay, that happens. So you know what she does? Water guns Bakugo in the face and just, and he gets pissed and he's like, God damn it, Izuki. She's like, don't tell me that ain't hilarious though. Come on. He runs at her, and just origin pulses come up, and he's like, stand down. Okay, so they take their seats as Al wakes up, and they're like, quirk exam, let's move. Okay. So, first test, ball throw. Izuki, fifth. No, second. Yeah, second. Kaminari, third. I'll go for it. She gets first in everything except for ball throw. She gets first and second, so total first. And Kaminari gets second and third. So second in total. And let's say that there's a swimming one. And she's like, can you make the ball big? And she's like, I love swimming. So he says 3, 2, 1... go. She jumps in, turns into the kyoger, and they're just like, what the fuck? Cause she goes from that to this. Now, you might be wondering, how the fuck are they fitting her? Well, she can control the size. So she's about the size of a lane. So she be blasting, and she jumps out, and she's like, yo, so did I get first? And they're like, yes. Kaminari is also a really good swimmer because she letting her mans not be a good swimmer. So, total, she gets first, Kaminari second, and let's say Hagakure gets expelled. Yeah, Hagakure gets expelled. Get expelled, bitch. I don't give a fuck about your motherfucking dick, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. fuck. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I was just rapping, beatboxing. Okay. You was If you get it, if you understand, you understand. If you don't understand, it's SSJ. Alright, USJ attack. Let's go up to us. So, League of Villains appears. She, I thought, like, those are real villains. You know what she does? Transforms. Origin Pulse, Hydro Pump. Takes out almost all of them, except for the Nomo, and she just be like, well, she doesn't actually transform because she doesn't need to. So she'd be supplying cover of fire for Aizawa with their origin pulses and hydro pumps and hyper beams out of her hands, sometimes letting off a scold from her mouth. Kaminari the entire time is like, electrocuting them through the water, so he's just like, bong, super effective. And they transferred her to the aqua area, and she's just like, they're obviously retarded, because she transforms and then just floods it. No, she doesn't do any of the things that I just said. She gets teleported to the water area, she transforms, and then she causes a tsunami. And then she jumps up out of the air, jumps up into the air, origin pulse, hyper beam, hydro pump, and I was always just like, So she smacks, so she grabs, Froppy and Mineta, and they honor her, so she be right into the, to the battle area. And once they get there, she fires off a hyper beam at the Nomo, knocking it out for cosmic down. Kurigiri and Shigaraki run away because he like, yes, bitch, yes. You guys noticed something in my what ifs. The first part's amazing. Like, I have the story planned out, alright, I know how to do everything. The second part goes to shit. Alright, she lets out one of those smiles like Kaminari, and he is just like, oh god, I love her. Alright, so the 2-week break, they're like, hey, let's go to... Everybody knows that she... her and the girls are best friends, so they're like, hey, let's go to Izuki's house, because they know where she lives. And when they get there, Kaminari answers, and they're just like, oh, hi, Kaminari-kun, do you know where Izuki lives? And he's like, Izuki, wait. And Izuki's, like, in bed, because she's tired, and she's just like, yes, Denki. And she just sees them, and like, oh, hi, girls, you want to come in? Because it's, like, 9, 7 or something. And she's like, I was just about to make breakfast. No, she's wearing an apron, but nothing else. And she answers wearing an apron and just like and underwear. And she's like, oh no. And she answers like, can I have a minute? I don't have my. And she sees her friend. And she's like, oh hey girls, come in. And I'm in the middle of making breakfast. So she makes 2 plates and goes up. Kaminari comes down to see the girl's watching TV and she's making breakfast, and he sneakily goes over to Izuki, grab that ass, and she's like, come, Denki. All the girls turn around to see Denki in there and just like, are you two? So they have a whole explanation of that they live together, and so they're just like, ah. They text the glass group chat that Denki and Izuki live together, and they get the message. They're just like, when did we give you permission to tell anybody? And they're like, we're sorry. So everybody comes over to Azuki's house, and they're just like, huh? And they see Denki there, and they only see Azuki and the girls, and they're like, where's Denki? Doesn't he live here? And they're like, oh, he went upstairs. And he was like, no. Excuse me, but I only have my underwear behind this apron, so can you, like, not? Whoa, boys out, boys, get back. You wait outside until I put my clothes on. She's like, wait, you're wearing nothing but an apron. No, I have underwear. And Mineta just rushes at her, and then she, and just scold to his face, and he's just, God. So she kicks them out for a second, and then she comes back to get them. It's like, okay, you can come in now. Piece of shit. And she's like, if you need anything, I'll be in my room. And Mineta's like, are you guys going to get it on? She's like, that's on Saturdays, Mineta. That's okay. And Mineta's just like, oh. Because it's a Friday, and he's just like, will you do Smash? And he's like, Mineta, we only do that. I'm sorry, but I'm just enjoying myself. So all of class went and watched movies at her house because they bothered. Well, at her apartment, really. And they just like asking questions about their relationship. And they like we went to school together for 5 years, and we dated at the beginning of the year. Started dating at the beginning of the year, and they're like, and then I was like, and you already smashing? So water gun to the face, and he's just like, oh God. Let's just say they're watching the Titanic. Movie ends, and they all be like, no, can we stay the night? We want to stay the night. And then and she like, okay, be gone by Saturday morning, by tomorrow morning, cause you don't want to hear what's gonna happen. No, she says it, and Denki is just like, I thought I would be the one to say that. So Mineta be like, I'm gonna be staying. Bakugo gets pissed because he's like, no, you should be mine. Everybody else gets red because they know, because they just heard that if they don't leave in time, then they're gonna be here in seconds. All right, 1 second. And since Izuki is such a wonderful, since Izuki is such a wonderful person, she makes them all dinner. Alright, the good dinner, alright. And they're all wishing that they could switch places with Kaminari. And they all be like, so, were there any competitors for you, and Mina asked Izuki if there were any competitors, and she was like, none really, Kaminari's like my only friend growing up. And she's like, and why was that? Because I sort of destroyed the entire city when I was born. And they all hear this, and they just like, wait, what? You were that girl? And she was like, yes, sorry for killing your relatives. I couldn't control it. I didn't want to do that. It was an accident. Sort of like water surge stuff happened. My apologies. And they just be like, okay. So then they realize that, and then they asked Denki, did you know about this? And he was like, yeah, everybody in our school knew. So then they realized that they probably wouldn't have dated her in the first place, because, like, yeah, she sort of killed everybody in the city, so... Well, almost everybody. So they go to bed, and Minetta, and it's like 10 in the morning, and Minetta and two upper pervs, like, and let's say Minetta, Minetta, Mina, because she wants to see if she's telling the truth, and, who's gonna be a replacement perf for Denki? And Bakugo. So they stay, and the only thing they hear is harder, and a moan, and a moan, and then a moan, and harder, and Minetta gets a nosebleed, Bakugo gets a nosebleed, and Mina is just shocked, and she's like dragging everybody out. And the rest of them are out, and they just see them coming out right then, and they just like, are you guys okay? And she's just like, they're actually doing it. And then they're just like, wow, thank you. You go, man. Alright, that's gonna be the end of part 2. Hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day.